Hello everybody, it is Nicole with A-Frayed-Knot, just hopping on tonight to do some painting with you. So as you jump on, just say hello and let me know you're here, where you're watching from, and if you catch the replay, just say hey and let me know you're watching the replay. So tonight I have a fun project in mind that I'm going to try with you guys, and I have a piece of scrap wood right here. And I just need to know, have you got your goodies yet from Essential Stencil? Because they became available on Saturday, and when I checked earlier today, it didn't appear earlier today that anything was sold out yet. And at some point they will no longer have the bundles. I'm trying to remember what day that was. March 13th, the bundles will expire. They could sell out before then, excuse me, but so far it looks like they still have everything. And tonight I am going to use the horse transfer and the this stencil right here that is called Darling Be a Wildflower. I think this is super cute, and I think the horse would be adorable with it. So I'm going to try to pair the two together and see what we come up with. And I'm trying to decide what color I want to use for it. So I don't know, but when y'all hop on, just say, hey, let me know you're here. And I'm going to get the iPad up so I could see your comments, because I'm seeing nothing over here on the camera. Let's see here. So how has everybody been? It has been a minute. Let's see what's going on here with the device. Okay, my internet connection is showing it was restored. So let's see here. All right, so I'm excited to give this project a try tonight. Let me show you what we've got. So I've got the March paint pack right here that was available yesterday, and I'm not sure if you guys seen or not, but what the surprise was, if you didn't see or receive an email or see a post, is yesterday, starting yesterday through March 5th, which is Wednesday, I am offering the wood packs for Wednesday all in a bundle. So you can get them all right up front at the beginning of March. And then every Wednesday I will be crafting with one of them. This Wednesday will be the farm animal wood pack. And then I'm not going to try to guess the rest of the Wednesdays, but the packs that are in that bundle are what I will be using on Wednesday through the month of March. So you have an opportunity to get them at a fantastic price, but you don't have to do that. You can wait until that Wednesday and grab it then, if that's what you want to do. It's just they've been bundled together to capture a good savings for you guys if you want to get all of them. And then of course, if you add the March paint pack to that, then your shipping is going to be free. And then you get everything all together. So that was what I was super excited to introduce to you guys on March 1st, which was yesterday. And so I'm going to paint with the paint pack tonight and with the Essential Stencils, because I'm super excited to use all of this stuff that they have just dropped on Saturday. And we're going to go ahead and use one of these horses, one of the smaller ones, not the big one. I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to use that big one, because we have some surfaces in our woodworking group that would be fantastic for this. So I'm just trying to decide which way I want to go with it, because I love these horse transfers. If you guys got any of them, let me know which ones you got. Oh, hey, Natalie, thank you so much for sprinkling. Hi, Dawn. I literally only see 2 comments right now, and I know that there are more of you on here than that, because I can see everything over here. I just can't see comments. So I am so sorry, but maybe if they start coming through eventually, I will see them. Here we go. Okay. So, hi, Donna. Hey, Laura. No, Laura. So there is no March monthly kit. What I am doing is the Wood Pack Wednesdays, and I've bundled all of them together, and they're available in the bundle from March 1st through the 5th. And then we have the March paint pack. So that's what was available on March 1st. No monthly kit, but I do have all of the wood packs that are available. And so this Wednesday, I will actually be crafting with the farm animals. So we sent out, so a lot of you did order yesterday and today, and we sent out a handful of them already. So, yeah, if you get, but after March 5th, there's no more bundle option. And then I'm going to be crafting with them. You'll still have the option to get them. They just will no longer be bundled together. So just so y'all know that. It'll be through March 5th, and then they will be individual after that. Hey, Vicky. Okay, so I have the paint pack right here. So the March paint pack is Peach Tea, Pineapple, Breezy Blue, and our brand new color, Tradition. So those are the paints in the March paint pack, and I'm going to definitely use one of them tonight. I'm trying to decide which one I want to use for the base color. Oh, it's difficult for me because I think they will all look good. So I don't know. Let's just look at our transfers in the stencil, and then hopefully it'll come to me. I can't promise anything, but right off the bat, I want to show you the stencil that I'm going to be using. And it is the Darling Be a Wildflower. Isn't it cute? I think this is going to be adorable with the horse. And then I have a 1x6 right here. This is just a scrap piece that I had, and it's actually the perfect size for what we're going to be doing tonight. Hey, Teresa. Hi, Kelly. And then, of course, I have these transfers. And I'm not using the big one, but aren't they gorgeous? Isn't she so pretty? Oh, I just love them. And then the boot, the hat, I love all of them. I mean, we could even put the hat on there. But I really think I want to try to incorporate one of the horses. Ideally, I wanted to use that one, but I like the way that this one is facing better. So I think I'll cut both of them off, and then we'll just kind of decide from there. But either way, they're both gorgeous, so not real worried about it. I think that they're both very, very pretty. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a really good weekend. I spent the weekend in Arizona with my cousin. It was her birthday, and we went to a concert, festival, whatever you want to call it, because it was a bunch of bands, and we seen some really good artists. Luke Bryan was one of them, and I really do love Luke Bryan, but I really do love him even more now. I've never seen him perform. In person, he is an amazing performer. And then we've seen a bunch of others. I don't know if you guys are, some of you probably know who Shabuzi is. One of his most popular songs that I think everybody knows because they played it on every radio station out here was The Bar Song. That's actually what it was called. But he has a handful of really good songs. So we've seen him also. And we also, well, we've seen a lot of others, but we also seen Kane Brown. And we've seen Kane Brown before, but he was sick the last time we seen him. So I was, my heart hurt for him because he was trying really hard to put on a good performance. But this time he wasn't. And he's a very good performer also. So it was really good. All right, so I have my board right here. Let's take out our stencil. I am probably going to kind of move this around a little bit just to make it fit the way I want it to fit. You don't have to do that. You know, obviously it's laid out exactly how it needs to be able to use it, you know, in full. But, excuse me, what I want to do is make sure that my horse fits on here good, okay? So in order to do that, I'm probably going to have to move it around a little bit. And I kind of liked, all right, so there's a couple things I could do here. I can leave it just like this and kind of stencil onto the transfer, which there's no problem with doing that at all. Or I can move my wildflower word down a little bit. Fit the horse in here like so. Because see, I need to make sure on my board I need to be very particular about how I fit the horse on here because some of her flowers won't fit. She's almost a little bit too wide for this board with her flowers, but I want to keep all of it, so I might wrap it around a little bit. No, I won't be able to do that. Okay. Okay. And then if I do that, we can put this down here and then put the darling bee kind of up and over just a little bit more. I mean, I can actually do it just like this. We're not going to put these flowers right here on there because we have the horse. So we're going with just the wildflower and then kind of ending with that right here. And then we've got the horse on there. Okay, let me see here. Alrighty. I'm going to get out of my comments here and go back in because I'm not seeing anything. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, I see one comment right there. Hey, Kim, how are you? Okay, let's see. Alrighty, let's try this again. Okay, I see a lot more comments right now. Hey, Melissa Rose. Hey, Rosemary. These are the March colors, yes, that I just showed a few minutes ago. Oh, thank you, Vicky. It did. Yes, we do. They are thinking we have new eggs. So oh, another new one. A third one. No way. That is so exciting. Oh, thank you, Wendy. So glad you liked the paint pack this month. Yes, actually, Nancy, I've done both, but this time I drove. Just depends how much the flights cost versus how much gas costs. And this time I actually drove. It's only 5 hours away, so it's not that bad. I've driven further, so not too bad, but I did drive this time. Hey, Diane. Hi, Trula. Hello, Elizabeth and May. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go ahead and paint our surface, and I'm trying to decide what color I want to paint it. I normally would go with like a light color for the base, but I'm going to take peach tea and I'm going to lighten it up a little bit, I think, to make it real light with some of the, let's see what it mixes like with Angel. Angel has a bit of a fleshy tone to it, if you will. So I want to see what it mixes like with Angel. I'll probably need a lot more than that, but at least get us started. Okay, well, I'm going to have a mess here before long, but let's see. Ooh, I like that. It's kind of like a creamy. We definitely need more. I think my paintbrush just soaked up a lot of it. I just want it to be a really light peach kind of boho looking color. Okay. And I might even lighten it up a little bit more than this. We will just have to see. Okay, let's add a little bit more of this. I'm gonna need to roll my sleeves up. There we go. Hey Pam, good evening. Hello Sherry, good evening. Carol, hello. Hi Brenda, how are you guys all doing? You guys having a good start to your week? A good Monday? I didn't realize I buttoned these. Okay. Alrighty, I got this lightened up. So this is peach tea lightened up. All right, that's what I'm doing right now. I really wanted to just lighten it up and try it. Give it a try. And I did not pre-stain or do the waxing or anything like that because I'm using a transfer, so I didn't really want to take any chances like that. Sometimes for me with the transfers, if I wax, the transfer doesn't want to stick because the wax is kind of interfering with that process of it sticking. That's what the wax is supposed to do. It just kind of releases stuff from the surface, and I don't want that with the transfer. I've learned that the hard way. I have done it. You just have to be very careful in the area where you're going to wax and not have a lot of wax in that spot where the transfer is going to go. Okay. We just need a little bit more so I can do the sides. Of a variation. It's not, you know, necessarily consistently all one mixed color, but I think that's okay. I think it looks good. And we're going to get it dried. It's going to be kind of boho looking. Hi, Diane. Hey, Erin. Hello, Kathy. Good evening. All right, let's get this dried. So did you guys all get what you wanted to get from Essential Stencil while they still have all this good stuff in stock? Don't forget to use coupon code AFK10, but you can comment stencil and we will DM you the link and the coupon code so you go check it out. All this stuff is available now. So the stencil and the transfer is from Essential Stencil. The paint is from my online shop. And this wood board is just a piece of scrap that I had here that I'm using. And this is the color Peach Tea, just lightened up. So I just kind of wanted to give a recap of everything that I've done so far. Okay, so I'm getting it good and dry because I am going to distress this. I'm going to sand it up real good, see what it looks like, and decide how I'm going to grunge it up. Alrighty, let's let's see. Let me get my, alrighty, let's see here. I'm going to start with this little goodie right here. It's just my gator sander with some little sanding pads. I'm going to start with this one. I'm just kind of going in and distressing the board itself. And I didn't wax or anything. I'm just sanding it. That hurt. I hit my finger with the edge of this sandpaper pretty hard. It just scratched it. Okay, so I really like the way that it's let me bring out some of the grain in the wood. I'm not real sure how well you can see that, but I like it. I think it looks really good. And then I'm going to try to decide how I want to distress it. Kind of grunge it up a bit. Let's start with the Distress Oxide. I'm going to grab the other pad that I have. Hey, Mary, how are you? Hi, Marcia. I know. It does tire my arm out a little bit, Wendy, for sure. Hey, Valerie, how are ya? Actually, Samantha, I probably could, and I have one. I have a palm one. It's just down there on the other side, and a lot of times I just grab like what I have right here. I just don't keep it over here, but yeah, I absolutely could use the electric one. The purpose of doing it for me is because I like the distressed look. So what it's done is, depending how much you sand, you can see the grains of wood through the paint, and in some spots it's real bare. Now a lot of times I like to do the wax method where it makes it look really chippy, but I'm using a transfer tonight, so I'm not going to do that with the wax. I just am going to find another way to distress it. So I just like the distressed look. If the the distressed look isn't for everybody. If you don't like that, you could just absolutely leave it the way you've seen the sign before I started sanding it. But it just gives another type of like a visual interest, a detail to it. This all depending on what you like. Now what we're going to do is take this Distress Oxide ink and just kind of grunge it up a bit. Let's see. I might just still go with this one right here. Sometimes you could just like take the ink pad itself and just rub it on like this, just depending what you're doing. How dark you want. You see how it makes it a lot darker. That's the only thing. For me, with the ink pad, sometimes I feel like I have a little bit more control just doing it like this, even though it might take a little bit longer. And you see how we're kind of pulling out some of that detail even more. I'm gonna go in there where it's real. Hey Gwen, hi Karen. Okay, so you can kind of see in some areas I'm going a little heavier with this just to kind of pull out some of that sanding that I did. So you can kind of see what that's starting to look like now. Let me try this one, see what this one looks like. These are actually the exact same color. It is just that one is waterproof and one is not. I think that looks pretty good. My arm is pretty tired. And I already did the sides, so you can kind of see what that looks like. It just gives it a nice variation in the colors, a distressed look. I like it. Alrighty, let me decide now what color we're going to use. And you want to make sure that it's good and wiped off, no dust on it when you get ready to put your transfer on. Hey Karen, no worries. I actually use vintage lace, but I lightened it up with the color Angel so that it was real light and not... I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I used Peach Tea and lightened it up with the color Angel. Peach Tea is in the March paint pack, and then I just lightened it up so that it was more of a really like pale peach color, and then I went over it with the Distressed Oxide. So that's what I did, and now we're going to figure out exactly where I want to put my transfer and which transfer I want to use. I'm tossed between either one of these, and it's just the direction that I want the horse's head to go. So let's see. If I do this and then gosh, I don't know. They're both beautiful. What do you guys think? Does it make a difference either way if the horse's head is turned away from the wording in the stencil? Or because that's really the only difference in these two. I mean, obviously, there's differences in the horse, in the way the flowers are, basically. Those are the differences of the horse and the direction the horse's head is facing. One, the horse's head is faced away from the stencil, and this one, the horse's head is faced towards the stencil. And for me, I don't know why I was drawn to the face facing towards the stencil. What are you guys thinking? What are your thoughts on towards the stencil or away from the stencil, facing the stencil? That's kind of what I was thinking too, facing it. Yeah, that's kind of what my thoughts were on that also. All right, let's see here. Okay. Okay, so what I am going to do is lower the wildflower just a little bit, the word wildflower, just a little. And I'm going to tape off these flowers because I don't want to, from tape, I don't want to get any of my stencil, my paint while I'm stenciling in the flowers. I don't want to use these flowers because we have all the flowers in the horse. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of block off the flowers. Okay, come on now. Cooperate with me, please. All right, there we go. And then there's little leaves down here for the flowers, so we're going to block those off also. And there's a little something right there. Okay. All I want is that little part of the R, and okay, we're going to slide that down, and then the horse will fit right into there. And then I think I'm going to scoot this down just a little bit so there's not so much of a gap in between here. I think that's what we're going to do. Kelly said, slide your stencil down if you want to use the away stencil and put it on the other side. Oh, I didn't. Well, I think I'm going to go with, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I didn't think about that. But I would have, okay, so I could slide I just don't think my wood is big enough for as long as Wildflower is. I mean, well, hold on. Hold on. That's a good idea because the horse's face could go there, and then I could put Darling Bia. I could slide that down a little bit also. That's a great idea. That's very cute. So everything kind of is, the way this stencil is, we're just shifting it all to the other side to use this one. And I could actually bring Wildflower down a little bit. I really do love that idea too. Let me see. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. So I'm going to slide that down, kind of the exact same thing, only we're going with this one. And I'm still going to slide Wildflower down just a little tiny bit. And I think it looks good right there. And I think I'll go ahead and use our Tradition color for the stenciling. Okay. We're going to use Tradition for our stencil part. And then you still want to make sure you offload. That's still going to be key to keeping it from bleeding through. This one should be okay. All right. So offload, offload, offload. I'll probably have to layer this a bit. Just get like a good base coat of it on. By the time I get through the first layer of it, I can go back over it a second time. Plus, I don't know if you have used our metallics, if you've noticed, it looks like they're going on light, but when they dry, whew, it looks so good. I really love them. Both of the metallic colors, the 24K and the Tradition, as you're applying them, they do look a little bit light, but after they dry, they look really good. So I'm going to go ahead and just get our first coat on here and then go back and apply another coat. Okay. Yes. You know what I should have done? I kind of got ahead of myself. I should have put the transfer on first. So, that's okay though. I can still go ahead and get this on, put the transfer on, and then go back over our letters if I'm going to need to go back over the letter. Otherwise the transfer is going to cover part of it. But you could stencil over the transfer, but the transfer will just cover part of it. That's okay. We can line it back up. Look how cute this looks. I love that. And then we get to see what this is going to look like. And then we'll line it back up and go over it again. Let me dry it. Let me make sure it's dry. I got a little bit excited and got ahead of myself. That's exactly what happened. Hi, Gwen. Hey, Barb. How are you? Hello, Angie. I did. It was very, very nice and it was very relaxing. I mean, we were out in the evening but yeah, for the daytime, I just relaxed. I didn't do anything. Nothing. All right, so I'm going to put the horse down here like so. Yeah, and you're going to see how it's going to cover up a little bit. We're going to fold some of these flowers around just like that. And then we're going to have to go back over with our stencil because I got ahead of myself. So my board is just a little bit, it needed to be just a little bit wider, but that's okay because we could wrap it around like this and still capture all of the beauty of this transfer. And then as I start peeling it back, I want to make sure that it all transferred down. And if it didn't, I'll just lay it right back down and go over it again, just like this. Oh my word, you guys, she is gorgeous. Look at her. So we just need to go over the R again, but I think I'll just lay the stencil on again and just go over the whole thing. Because it did cover it up, so that's all right. We'll just lay this back on here. Might take a minute to get it to line up. Okay. Listen, to go over that just a little bit more. I think it's covered it pretty well. Okay, so you can kind of see. There's our wildflower, and then we're going to make sure that's dry and then fit Darling on the top. Okay. So I'm just going through and adding a first layer. My brush is kind of dry, so I'm doing a little swirling. Need to get more paint here. Not much, but just a couple drops. Oh, Wendy, I bet they're beautiful. They fit perfectly on the large tags. Oh, nice. Oh, did you post it? I haven't had a chance to look at anything in Made by Me Monday yet, but did you post them in there? Because I'm going to look tonight at everything everybody posted. I love seeing all the things y'all are making. It doesn't have to be crafts either. If you baked some good cookies, post the cookies. Or anything, you know, if you made a delicious dinner, post your dinner. I just like to see what y'all are doing. I had a late lunch, so I don't even feel hungry for dinner. I think I might, you know, have some oatmeal or just something easy. Plus I got in this morning. I left pretty early, so I got in late this morning. And set my bags down and got to work. That's exactly what I did. I rested all weekend, which was nice. I don't do that often, so just absolutely nothing. I stayed in my pajamas. My cousin even said, I've never seen you stay in your pajamas this long. Stayed in my pajamas till I had to get dressed and go to the event. And that was nice. Oh, that was so nice. I don't do that. I usually only, if I'm still in my pajamas, usually it's because I'm sick. But I wasn't sick. I was just relaxing. All right, let's see here. Okay. There she is, Darling Be a Wildflower. I want to definitely add something around the edges. I'm just trying to decide what it's going to be that I want to add. Let's see. Well, for starters, maybe I'm going to look and see. Oh, Angie, that's awesome. And then one box were great paintbrush. Oh, I love that. And the paint pens, nice. All right, so you guys can kind of see this, but I want to add something up here. I'm gonna look and see. Just give me 1 second, because I'm gonna look and see what I have in here as far as the stencils go that might have like some type of texture, something I can use like in the corners here. This is kind of very much an afterthought, because if I would have thought I wanted to do this, I would have actually done this before I did any of the transfer of the stencils, so I can kind of sand it out a little easier. So I don't know. Let me just see what these look like. Otherwise, I might just take a paint pen and add some lines for details. Not that one, not that one. Let's see. No, I don't Well, these kind of look like roses, which are on her, which she's got roses. So I'm thinking we could take this and add this little scrolly piece right there. Just really lightly. I mean, real light. I'm going to take some of this angel color. And then just a dab of the peach tea. I mean, ever so slightly of the peach tea. So we're mixing a little bit of it again. I mean, if I have to go over it with the stencil again, I can do that. That's not a problem. Angie, yes, and I do. And I seen, yes, I seen that. My heart was so broken for her. Yes. Oh, my heart was so sad. I seen that late last night. I'm going to also use the same stencil brush that I used for the letters, just to see what happens. It's going to kind of make it a little bit gray. And that's okay. I think that'll be okay. We'll find out if it'll be okay or not. I just got too much paint in it, so I'm trying to get it offloaded as much as I can. So what I want to do is just kind of add something to the corner right here, and maybe even here along the top. Really lightly is what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so you can kind of see what that looks like in the corner right there. And then, let's see. I wish there was one that was a little more straightened out. They're all pretty curvy. Oh, maybe this one right here. No. Okay. All right, I think what I'll do is, let's see. Okay, so I think I'll just go with this little section right here. So you can kind of see, I did get a little bit of the other stencil in there, but I'm okay with that. I just wanted a little bit of something. And then I think, if I put Wildflower up a little, I wasn't thinking about doing this little addition. I could have put some more down here, but I didn't. So it's pretty low, and I'm trying to look for what I can just kind of fit right in here. Okay, that looks good. It's just a little bit faded out, and that's kind of what I want. I just want it to look really faded. Okay, one last little one right here in this corner. Okay. Alrighty, so you can kind of see what I've done right there. Now, I know that took quite a bit of time just to kind of think through all of that. But the last thing that I'm going to do is fix a hanger for this. And I'll show you exactly how I'm going to do that. So I ended up using, these are called Easter tile sets. So these are pretty cool because they have just different flowers in the corners, and in the center, one is a cross, one is a bunny, one is a lamb, and one is a little chick. And they are in the center of almost like a wreath, and they're just really pretty, and you can use them for like different little things like this, just to add a little bit to your piece. I actually seen my friend Melissa with Junk Craft Treasures. She did something similar to this. I don't even remember what she used. I just remembered she used something similar that gave her like some additional design to what she was making, and I can't even remember. I think she's done it with several things actually. I really loved it. I thought it looked really good. So that's what I was thinking of, the project I seen that she had done, and I wish I could remember what it was, but I think she's done it several times, and I really, really liked it, and I remembered that. So I thought these little tiles would be perfect for something like that, just to add a little bit to it. I could come back in and even sand this out a little if I wanted it to be just a little more distressed. See, I could kind of fade it out a little bit. I could bring in some of my, and grunge it up a little just to kind of get it to blend in a little bit more. Oh yes, that would be very pretty too, Wendy. I agree. I think that would be very pretty. So what I want to do is just put a couple of holes in these top corners here, so I could make like a little wire hanger for it. Or you could just leave it and lean it against, put it on a shelf and lean it against a wall or something. This might be too big. Okay, let's start with this one. There we go. Now we are going to, thank you, Lila. Thank you, Tabitha. Oh, the damask. That's right. That is right. And it was all around the rabbit transfer. I think she did do that on the big portrait bunny. I think she did it on something else also, though. I stood up and I'm like, what am I looking for? My safety goggles, because I'm going to use some wire. And it's going to be, well, where did I put my wire? Oh, no. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. I got the biggest mess, you guys. Holy moly, I got mess. And let me grab a rusty bell. Okay. And I got my wire cutters right here. Yeah, she's so talented, Melissa. I agree. I don't always get to see her live. Every great once in a while. I'm not sure when she goes live, but sometimes I see her pose. I don't always get to see her lives. Okay. All right, I think that's enough wire. That's probably more than enough, but the sign is a little bit on the longer side, so I cut it a little longer than I probably need it. And then, let's see here. I'm gonna do the little curlicues here. And then I'll go ahead and do a couple right in here. And then we're gonna put the rusty bell in before I forget. Just a little rusty bell here. And then we'll go ahead and run the And then there we have it. And what I might do as far as, let's see. You know, if I wanted to put something on here, as far as like a bow or something, I'm not sure that I would do that. But if I was going to do anything to add a little something right there, sometimes what I like to do is take like just a little bit of raffia. This is kind of thick, so I could shred it up a bit. Make it a lot thinner strands. So we just kind of took one piece and made it real thin. Okay, and then I would take a little bit of jute rope and just make it the jute rope piece however long your raffia is. I'm just really eyeballing that as far as the length of the raffia. So I've just got one piece of jute rope and raffia, and then I might bring that over here into this corner and kind of even it out and just tie a simple shoestring bow with it. Sometimes with things like this, if I still want a little bit of something on it, I just like the simplicity of this, and then it can just kind of hang. Whether it hangs down here like that, off to the side a little bit, I kind of like that. It just adds a little something to it. You can leave it off totally, but sometimes I like to just do something that simple rather than one of like the, you know, like a big tie that I would put right here, which would look cute, you know, if it was the right color to go with this. And I would want it to be more of like a rustic, just real neutral looking. That would be very cute with this, but I like the neutralness of just the raffia and the jute rope. Oh, Lila said this reminds her of the horses in Maine. It's beautiful. I've never seen the horses in Maine, but if they look like this, that makes me want to go even more so. So one of the places I was at this weekend in Arizona is a friend of my cousin, and he's got some property, and he has a horse, and he's the coolest horse. And if you've seen my stories over the weekend, I took a picture of him while he was eating, and I put him in my stories. I just loved him. I didn't want to leave. I like just talking to him and stuff. So thank you, Lila. Thanks, Barb. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, everybody. Without the rope, looks like horse food without. Oh, yes. I get what you're saying. For a second, I was like, what? It looks like, yes, it does. It looks like hay without the rope. It looks like hay. I could kind of play into the theme here with the horse. So I like that. Thanks, Mom. No, Angie, I wasn't. I'm just kind of making it, but I thought, I don't know if I just like it. I think it's I love these horses, but I don't know if I want to keep it. I might put it in the whatnot sale. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I really do like it. I just have so much stuff. That's the only problem. I'm busting at the seams, you guys. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to have a whatnot sale this month. I've got the date down. I just need to get it scheduled on whatnot. So anyway, I love the way that this turned out. And it says, darling, be a wildflower. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, this project tonight. So anyway, that is it. I think I'm going to hop off and go get unpacked and all the things. So you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. And God willing, I will come back tomorrow and we will make something else. So go check out Comment Stencil. Go check out all of the goodies from Essential Stencil. The March paint pack is now available, and so is the March wood pack bundle if you want to check that out also. So you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.